Hello, and welcome to Every Persona Explained, where we take a look at the origin and representation of every persona. I'm your host, Winwright, and today we're taking a look at Matador. Matador occupies an uncommon place in this series, as is not based on a myth, or folklore, or even a historical or literary character. A Matador is a person. So, since we don't have a particular character to work from, how about a brief history of bullfighting? So, when did bullfighting start? Well, we don't know. Going back all the way to the Epic of Gilgamesh, we have Gilgamesh and his super best friend and totally not lover Enkidu fighting and killing the Bull of Heaven, which was sent by an angry Ishtar to kill them. It's also likely that the Minoans of Bronze Age Crete had an event similar, as at Knossos we have a depiction of what is called bull leaping. But we can't read the writing system, so we don't really know what that's all about. The Iberian Peninsula has a long history of both bulls and people existing there. Before Rome took over, the Celtiberian people seemed to have some sort of bull-related ritual, which may be the initial starting point of Iberian bullfighting. It wasn't until the Moors later took over that bullfighting became a popular pastime for aristocratic classes. This continued even after the Moors were pushed out of the continent. This early bullfighting was different than what we think of today. The biggest difference is that instead of a matador on foot, there was a rehoniador, who was a mounted lancer with a name I'm mispronouncing, with assistants on foot. Over time, as the elites began to turn away from the practice, it became more popular with the common people, and the on-foot matador became the center of attention. But these guys still used spears, and modern matadors use swords. So when did that change? In the 18th century, a man named Joaquin Rodriguez Costillares, whose name I'm also pronouncing wrong, is credited with establishing the modern version of bullfighting with the sword, the cape, and the flare. Unsurprisingly, this tradition has faced some controversy. Obviously, modern animal rights groups have spoken out against bullfighting, but they aren't the first ones. Back in 1567, Pope Pius V issued a papal bull, a hilarious coincidence, banning not only bullfighting, but any blood sport involving animals. And that's not really Matador, but we're going to move on. So, how's it represented in game? Pretty good. He has the stylish outfit and the muletto or capote, the red cape. There are two different capes used at different points of the fight, but I'm not sure which one this is. His hat, the montera, isn't the right shape, and his sword looks like a saber when it should be a thrusting sword like an estoc, but I'd say the outfit is good enough. So, what's with that face? Bullfighting is, shall we say, not safe. An angry bull with sharp horns charging at you can lead to some accidents. Many matadors, even seasoned ones, have been injured and killed by bulls. Because of this, I think the skull is very fitting. Matador is in the Strength Arcana in P3R and Death in the 4s, 5s, and Qs. Strength fits with its meaning of bravery and confidence. You need both, and maybe a little bit of foolishness, to participate. Death also fits with its meaning of endings, release, and mortality. You know, because of the inherent danger of literally fighting monsters. His moveset in 5 and Royal suck. It's mostly Psy and gun damage, which makes no sense. He does get Tsukukaja, which raises agility, an important skill for matadors, but that's it. 4 is a little better with Swift Strike, referencing their skill with a sword, and some dark moves reflecting the dark side of the sport, as well as Auto Tsukukaja. The Qs are pretty lacking too, with the only standout to me being Dodge Arts in Q2. Reloaded, however, is where he shines. Auto Tsukukaja and Dodge Pierce reflecting the skills necessary to avoid the bulls, and Torrent Shot, Vacuum Slash, and Blade of Fury, again reflecting their skill with the sword. His trait is Potent Hypnosis, which seems unfitting at first. However, I believe that this may be in reference to the Matador's use of the muletto or capote to keep the bull's attention. While not really hypnotizing it, I think it's close enough. Some of his items are here just so he can have items. In Q1, he gives a skill card for Shinku Uha, an almighty damage move. Q2 gives him a card for Frost Edge, an ice move, and 5 a card for Garula. Royal, however, gives us something good, either the Blood Red Capote or the Bloodied Capote. These are obvious references to the Red Cape. Overall, it's pretty good. Not perfect, but there's enough good here to make up for any shortcomings. Matador is one of a handful of personas that's been sitting in the back of my head for a while that don't really fit well into the format I have set up. It's not a particular character or like a folkloric monster or anything. It's a sport or an occupation or something. And I'm not the happiest with how this video has turned out. But for the time being, it's what I've got. This is a persona that I would be interested in revisiting down the line once I'm better at this and have more time. But for now, this is kind of what we have. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Let me know who you want to see next time in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time on Every Persona Explained.